Public Works Committee meeting will now come to order. Roll call, Madam Secretary. Mr. Anderpont? You're here? Roll call, Mr. Anderpont.
Hello, yes. Here.
President Brame.
Here.
Mr. Collins.
Here.
Mr. Farnham.
Here.
Mrs. Griffin. Mr. Gidry.
Here.
Mr. Hassan is unable to attend this evening. Mr. Landry.
He's coming.
Okay. Dr. Mackey.
Present.
Mr. McMillan.
Here.
Mr. Scott.
Here.
Mr. Spell.
Here.
Mr. Sias.
Say present.
Mrs. Trimmy.
I'm awake.
And Chairman Stout.
Here.
You do have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Item number 3.
Mr. Landry missed the first city bus. He'll be here.
Yeah. Presentation of a certificate to Mr. Benny A. Barnes III in recognition of his fundraising efforts to help disaster victims in Alabama. Mr. Gidry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Man, he was already at that mic.
Mr. Benny, would you come up? This young man, I want to say, actually inspired me in a number of ways because kids you see at this age, come around this way, Mr. Benny. They could be doing a lot of other things rather than having a passion and a commitment to want to help people that may have fallen on some hard times. And what impressed me more about him was that I was passing by one day and I saw this little kid out in the yard with the Kool-Aid stand. And I said, well, maybe just trying to raise some money to do something for the summer, whatever. And I actually stopped and we started talking, and that wasn't what he was doing. He was trying to raise money for some people in Alabama that had fallen on some hard times with all the storms that's going on now. And I said, man, I think that's really nice of you to do that. I say, well, what actually, made you want to do that? He said, well, when we had to leave for Rita, we went to Alabama, and it was just so nice for those people to take us in when we had to leave our homes because of the things that had happened here in town. And he said, Mr. Kevin, he said, one of the things that I looked at and impressed me more so was a movie that I watched. I said, and what was that? He said, Pay It Forward. And it kind of stumped me for a little bit because a kid this young can feel that way about wanting to help somebody that he might not even know, but just because he feels in his heart that it's the right thing to do. I think that says a lot for this kid's parents, and I think it says a lot for him.
Yes.
And I just want to present this to him tonight for doing so because I just wish that I could see more young kids like this little young man standing in front of me to have that commitment to help people. And let's give him a big round of applause, guys. And when we were talking, and I'd already drinking the Kool-Aid, he said, Mr. Gidry, that'll be 50 cents. I just want to say to his parents, thank you guys so much for just putting the type of home training in this young man to where he's grown up to be a heck of a young man. And if you continue to do the things that you're doing, man, I look for you to be sitting one day exactly where we're sitting at, because that's the kind of commitment that it takes to want to help people and to want to change the quality of life for people around you. And I just can't say enough of what you've done. And this kid raised close to over $1,000.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
in cash, $8,500 in articles.
Oh, my goodness.
Actually, at Brandy Bras from a place in California.
Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome.
So that's $9,600.
I was way off, guys. I am so.
Oh, wow.
Jenny, but I got something I want to give you, but did you want to say a few words? I'm on.
No.
He said no. Okay. But you know what? He wasn't shy about asking for that 50 cents, though. Benny, this is what I want to present to you today, and it reads as, this is a proclamation from the parish. It says, proclamation, be it proclaimed by the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury that Thursday, May 26, 2011, shall be known and remembered as Benny A. Barnes III Day in the parish of Calcasieu, in grateful acknowledgement and appreciation of his fundraising efforts to help disaster victims in Alabama, and by doing so, making a difference in the lives of others. Benny, from all of us, man, here, we love you, and thank you for the job that you've done, and continue to do the work that you've done, okay? Congratulations.
Awesome. That's terrific.
Thank you. Thank you, Benny. Thank you, Mr. Gidger. Item 4, presentation of certificates to the Sam Houston High School track and field team for accomplishments in individual events at the LHSAA State Championship. Mr. Spell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and my fellow colleagues. I appreciate y'all giving us the opportunity to recognize these special athletes this evening. If I could have Justin, Sam, Devin, and Taylor come up. We don't have everyone here today, but we had some students at Sam Houston that placed in the state track and field tournament. You know, that's a tremendous achievement. We recognized some great young men and women, I believe, last week for the same achievement. You know, this is where basically you have the top 9 qualifiers from each region go to this meet. Those regions are made up of several districts, so you're looking at athletes that have placed up high amongst their peers, which is probably, you know, hundreds of student athletes across the parish. So we just wanted to take some time to tell y'all congratulations for your achievements in track and field, and tell you great job and good luck to you in the future. So with that said, we'll go ahead and start with Justin. Mr. Justin Brown, he placed first in the state for the discus throw this year. So Justin, congratulations to you. Great job.
Awesome.
Don't run off yet, Justin. You might want to go over there and get him
Right around this way, Justin.
Just line up in the middle. Sam Pavlovich, second in the girls 3,200 meter run. Back in my day, that was what do we call that? The 2 mile. And the third in the girls 1,600. So,
Wow,
Sam,
that's
congratulations. Great job.
Awesome. Awesome.
Devin Osborne placed 6th in the 1,600 meter run, so the mile. He's got some good lungs, but great job and congratulations to you. And we're going to probably recognize this lady twice this evening, but Taylor Landry placed 6th in the girls' high jump event at the state meet.
That's awesome.
Great job. So guys and gals, just good job, and just keep doing what you're doing and excel, and it's going to bring you great places in the rest of your life. So congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
Did Tahia make it this evening, or? Okay, we also had another young lady, Tahia Duhan. She placed 3rd in the girls' javelin, but she wasn't able to make it this evening.
Get your picture.
Hold on, Mom, take one. Congratulations, y'all.
I'm waiting on Mr. Chairman.
Item 5 is a presentation of a trophy and certificates to the Sam Houston High School softball team and coaches in recognition of winning the 2011 Class 4A State Softball Championship. Mr. Spell.
Thank you once again, Mr. Chairman. And if I could have Coach and her team join me here at the podium. Just real quick, this is a very special group of young ladies. The game was phenomenal. I don't know those of you who had a chance to attend and watch, but the game was 1-0. I believe the 1 point was scored in the bottom of the 6th or the top of the 7th. So basically, it was 0-0 for most of the game. And what really impressed me the most was that this was a pressure cooker game, and all I saw was a bunch of young ladies that were smiling and having a good time.
That's awesome.
And I think that's a credit to their coach to have their minds in the right places. And there was some tremendous athletic ability displayed during the game. Miss Corbello pitched an outstanding game, the shutout, and she is a sophomore. So we have more great things to see from her. She was backed up by tremendous defense and timely hits by the offense. So it was just a phenomenal game, and these ladies have been working very hard towards that goal. And it was just, they've made me fans of girls softball, I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
So we just want to say thank you, congratulations. You have not only represented the community of Ward 1, but also the people of Calcasieu Parish with pride and professionalism. And we just want to wish you congratulations and best of luck in your future endeavors. So congratulations. Coach Beth was going to come up and give about a 20-minute speech, but I told her we didn't have time. So if I could just have her and her assistant coach come assist me with calling out the ladies and recognizing them individually. And ladies, if you don't mind, after you receive your certificate, just please line up around the panel.
Tiffany Degater. Maddie Smith. Danielle Doucette.
Congratulations.
Madison Dillon. Mallory Gotro. Chelsea Evans.
Proud of y'all.
Taylor Landry. Allie Rogers. Brooke Rosa. Kim Kane. Bailey Corbello. Allie Fields. Tori Lance. And Carly Shomo. And Olivia DeBarge.
Congratulations.
We have some certificates for the coaches. Coach Beth, you did an outstanding job preparing your team, and I actually graduated with Beth's older brother from Sam Houston, so it's kind of special because 20-something years later I'm standing here congratulating her for coaching a state championship softball team. So Coach Beth, congratulations to you, great job. And Miss Selena Holland, obviously there's a lot of people associated with the championship effort. Just great job with your coaching, and I just found out that Miss Selena has a new opportunity at St. Louis as the head softball coach at St. Louis. So,
Wow.
congratulations
Wow.
to you.
Oh, that's bittersweet, huh? It's good. It's good.
And Miss Whitney Corbello. And then I know this gentleman well, Mr. Joe Jordan, also assisting with team coaching activities. Mr. Jordan watched me grow up. I don't know if I want to mention that, but Mr. Jordan, congratulations.
Awesome.
Did you say school coaching in St. Louis?
Head softball.
And Coach, on behalf of the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury, we would like to present you and your team and your assistant coaches with this tribute to a state championship, 2001 state championship, Lady Broncos, 2011 Class 4A state softball champions. This award is presented with pride and appreciation by the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury on Thursday, May 26, 2011, to the Sam Houston High School softball team and coaches. Coach, your team.
Shannon, you need to get in that picture.
And 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations, y'all. Great work. Great work. Proud of you.
Item number 6, receive report from staff with reference to the parish's bridge construction and maintenance program. Mr. Beam.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Periodically, we like to present to the police jury some of the services provided. They don't always get the attention that maybe some of the others do, and one of those is the bridge construction program. Tim and I were meeting the other day, and we were covering this issue, and it was one of those things I realize it's a great news story, and roads get a lot of attention, but bridges don't. And we're all so I've asked him to put together this short presentation to go over that with you. And I'm also very pleased to mention, and Tim will get into that, several of the bridge crew is actually here tonight. With that, I will turn it over to Tim, who's got a brief PowerPoint presentation.
Thank you, Brian. I just want to kind of give you a brief overview of the bridges in the unincorporated areas. And we're going to be looking at some of the bridge totals. We have, of our bridge inventory, 47 of them are timber bridges. And I'm going to give you some examples of that here in a minute. And then we've got 90 concrete bridges. Those concrete bridges, about half of them have timber piling under them. And about 18 bridges are miscellaneous. That's culverts, aluminum box culverts, just kind of a mixture of different things. So it gives a total of 155 bridges in the parish.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Just kind of give you a couple examples of some timber bridges. That makes up about 30% of our inventory. We still use timber bridges. We still build timber bridges, and they are useful in some areas of the parish. About 60% of our inventory is the concrete bridges, and here's a couple of examples. The one off to the right is got the concrete piles, the decking, the whole thing, the caps. The one on the left is what I mean by kind of a hybrid. It's got concrete decking and caps and the timber piles, so that just gives you an example about what I'm talking about. And then there's kind of a mixed bag of different structures, metal box culverts, concrete box culverts, and things of that sort. So that make up that total inventory of 155 bridges. Our overall bridge ratings, the rating basically goes from 9 to 0. Of our 155 bridges, 152 of them are rated excellent to fair out of the 155. So
That's awesome.
it leaves only about 2 bridges that what we would fall in the category of poor to serious condition. And of those 2 bridges, which I've listed there, Mosswood Drive and Miller Avenue, we have the plans in place to replace those fairly soon. So that's in the works. And then the last category is critical to fail. We have 1 bridge in that category, which is Creek Road, which is closed, and it primarily serves an area that's mostly timber and hunting, that area up there. So that's the only one that we have closed. I also would like to give you an overview of some of the bridges that we just recently completed. Stanley Road, which is located over in Ward 3. We had a couple of bridges on that. That's not too far off of Country Club Road in that area. There's an area in there that's still unincorporated. Peggy Lane up in Ward 6 off of Highway 27 going to Quincy. Then there's Bud Bennett Road located in Ward 6, which is kind of out in the northwest part of the parish, which probably not too many people know where that's at. But anyway, here's over on Stanley Road in Ward 3, just kind of give you a few pictures of some of the work that's involved. Here they're driving some piles after they've done some clearing. The bridge site, you can see here in place, they're putting the riprap underneath it, and they're driving the piles, caps, and starting to place the stringers. And then here you can see where they're actually putting the stringers in place.
Wow.
And now with the deckings going in place, so kind of the finished product here, and we did 2 of those on that particular road. Here's over on Peggy Lane. We're actually replacing a bridge, and in place of the timber bridge that was there, we were able to install what we call aluminum box culvert. This comes out to the site in pieces. The components and the bridge crew, they put that together there on the site. And here you can see, well, let me back up. Here you can see they are, after removing the bridge, they're starting to place the structure in the hole, and they even work on rainy days, so all different type of weather conditions. So and here you can see they're dewatering the area and getting ready to backfill. And here's the backfilling taking place. Pretty big operation, and then here's about the finished product except for the putting the asphalt back in place. So it really makes a nice looking job, and they did a great job on that.
I'm impressed.
And then over in Bud Bennett Road, which is that area that a lot of people probably don't travel to, there's an old timber bridge up in there that we needed to replace. And here you can see the removal, driving the piles, going in place. And they've placed already some of the riprap for erosion purposes. Here's starting to place the stringers. And here again is a couple of pictures of the finished product when they got through. They really do a great job. Like I said, it's
Awesome.
a good looking job. So
It's awesome.
that pretty well concludes my report. And what I'd like to do is, we've got some of those guys here this evening with us that are on the bridge crew. And I'd just like to recognize them for the service they do and here for the parish and the service they provide, and really hard work. And like for those guys, Ronnie, George, and those guys, if y'all don't mind, if y'all would stand up, and y'all can be recognized.
I'd like to say something, Mr. Chairman.
Hang on, Mrs. Trimmy. Mr. Landry. She can go first. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Trimmy.
Okay. On the one y'all just finished on Bud Bennett, that's the best kept secret in Calcasieu Parish, Bud Bennett Road, and it does run into creek, but then it takes you right to Highway 12. It's a really good back way to go. But that's where I taught Brandon how to drive. It's mostly gravel, and the bridge was a real challenge because you just had this much where you had to keep your tires on. So it was definitely time to change it. But I will have to tell you that the old bridge was pretty unique, and it is a good place to take young people and teach them how to navigate down the road. But I wanted to mention that I don't know if y'all met or if any of you that are here now worked with Cooter Vijay, who was over the bridge crew for, did you? Okay. Is he awesome or what? And he was over the bridge crew for many, many years, and he took it into heart just like y'all do. I mean, it's all about safety and doing it right, because if it's not done right, you know that people can get hurt. And what y'all do, I think, is one of the most important jobs on our roads that we have in the parish, because you're going over waterways, and things can go bad if you're not careful. So thank you so much for all of your hard work, and let you know that I think all of us right here, we all have bridges in our area, and we all appreciate all your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trimming. Mr. Scott.
Yeah, just a couple of questions, Tim. On the, how do you decide if you're going to go timber or concrete? Does it have to do with the flow of traffic, amount of traffic, or just?
A lot of it has to do with where it's located and the amount of traffic that's going to be placed on it, and of course it's cheaper to build a timber bridge, and so if you're not servicing a large volume of traffic, just sometimes it just makes more sense to go with that type of structure.
I think it's awesome that we have a crew that actually builds the bridges. Do we have a point to where it's too big for us to build, and we have to contract out?
Yeah, we do contract. Our concrete bridges are contracted out.
And Mr. Howe would like to know what's the longevity of the timber bridge. I mean,
timber bridge usually up to 30 years, something in that
30 years.
in that neighborhood.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, that's a good job, Tim. I'm glad that y'all made that presentation. I would ask that next month, I would like to see an inventory of those bridges that are in dispute of who owns it. That show up at the end of these roads, that usually gravity drainage has something to do with it. It's over in lateral. I know of 3 or 4 of those myself, and I'd like to know how many of those are out there. I'm sure y'all have that information somewhere.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Landry. Is there any other comments or questions for Tim?
I'd like to make one comment. There are a few of the guys that couldn't be here tonight. Not all of them are here. Matter of fact, some of them are working overtime this evening, trying to wrap up a bridge so it can be open this evening over in Sandy's area. So
Trimmyville.
Yeah. So I didn't want to forget those guys as well.
Thank you. Thank you all guys very much. We appreciate everything you do.
Good job, guys.
Item 7, consideration of making a recommendation with reference to adopting a resolution authorizing the submittal of a letter to the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development requesting that consideration be given to the priority of various railroad crossings within Calcasieu Parish for the installation of signal devices under the Highway Safety Funding Program Funding Program 203. I have a motion by Mr. Onderpont and a second by Mr. Guidry. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, item 7 carries. Item number 8, consideration of making a recommendation with reference to adopting a resolution authorizing the president of the police jury to execute the necessary documents for the acquisition of right-of-way from Arnold Leonard Bosco on Miller Avenue in Ward 4. I had a motion by Mr. McMillan and a second by Mr. Scott. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, item 8 carried. Item 9, consideration of making a recommendation with reference to adopting an ordinance to establish no parking on Petro Drive in Ward 4. Had a motion by Mr. Onderpont and a second by Mrs. Griffin. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, item 9 carries. Item 10, is there any other matters for consideration? Seeing none, I would
Move
request
to adjourn.
We're adjourned.
I now call the Agenda Committee meeting for Thursday, May 26th to order. I would like a motion and a second to
So
pull items
moved.
32 through 41. Have a motion by Mr. Spell, a second by Mr. Collins. Motion passes. Item 32, take appropriate action to declare a vacancy on the Board of Commissioners from Waterworks District Number 2
Move to
of
defer
Ward
for 30
4
days.
due to the fact that Mr. Leroy Blunt has a member of said board
Second.
no longer resides within the geographical boundaries of the district. I have a motion to defer for 30 days by Mr. McMillan, a second by Mr. Stelly. Have any discussion? Any objection? Motion passes. Number 33, take appropriate action on the expiration of the term of Mr. Gerald Trimmy as a member of the Board of Commissioners of Recreation District Number 1 of Ward 4.
Sandy,
Sir,
you want to move on that one?
I'll let you move.
So moved.
To
Reappoint.
I have a motion to reappoint Mr. Gerald Trimmy as, and a second by Miss Trimmy.
No?
No, Mr. Landry? Oh. All right, Mr. Landry. Do I have any objection? Any discussion? Motion passes. Number 34, take appropriate action on the expiration of the
Move to
term of
reappoint Ms. Debbie
Fontenot
Fontenot.
as a member of the Board of Commissioners of Waterworks District Number 8 of Wards 3 and 8. I have a motion to reappoint by Mr. Stelly, a second by Mrs. Griffin. Do I have any discussion? Any objection? Motion passes. Number 35, take appropriate action on the expiration of the term of Mr. Brad West as a member of the Workforce Investment Board. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to defer that until we get the recommendation.
All right, I have a motion to defer by Ms. Griffin. I have a second by Mr. Guidry. Do I have any other discussion? Any objection? Motion passes. 36. Number 36.
Move on 36.
Take appropriate action on the expiration of the term of Mr. Toby Leger as a member of the Workforce Investment Board. Correspondence has been received by the Jeff Davis Business Alliance recommending that Mr. Toby Leger be reappointed. I have a motion by Dr. Mackey to reappoint and a second by Ms. Griffin. Do I have any discussion? Any objection? Motion passes. Number 37. Take appropriate action on the expiration of the term of Mr. Charles A. Shane as a member of the Workforce Investment Board. Correspondence has been received from the Southwest Louisiana Business Development Center, Incorporated, recommending that Mr. Charles A. Shane be reappointed. I have a motion to reappoint by Ms. Griffin. I have a second by Dr. Mackey. Do I have any objection? Have any discussion? Motion passes. Number 38. Take appropriate action on the expiration of the term of Ms. Stephanie Simeon as a member of the Workforce Investment Board. Correspondence has been received from the President of the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury recommending that Ms. Mary Conway be appointed. I have a motion by Dr. Mackey to appoint. I have a second by Mr. Landry. Do I have any discussion? Any objection? Motion passes. Number 39.
Move to reappoint.
Take appropriate action on the expiration of the term of Mr. Bob Moss as a member of the Workforce Investment Board. Correspondence has been received from the Central Trades and Labor Council recommending that Thomas Craig Martin be appointed. I have a motion by Mrs. Griffin and a second by Dr. Mackey to appoint. Do we have any objection? Any discussion? Motion passes. Number 40. Take appropriate action on the expiration of the term of Mr. Larry Duracell as a member of the Workforce Investment Board. Correspondence has been received from the Lake Area Industry Alliance recommending that Mr. Dale Smith be appointed. I have a motion by Dr. Mackey for an appointment of Mr. Smith, a second by Mrs. Griffin. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion passes. Number 41, take appropriate action on the expiration of the term of
move to
Mr.
apart.
Randy Robb as a member of the Workforce Investment Board. Correspondence has been received from the Southwest Economic Development Alliance recommending that Mr. Adrian Wallace be appointed. I have a motion by Ms. Griffin to appoint. I have a second by Dr. Mackey. Do I have any discussion? Any objection? Motion passes. Is there any other business before the agenda committee? I'll now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Meeting's adjourned.